Hi, I'm back again. I went ahead and posted my video on AllAboutCircuits.com, and I asked the guys there if they could give me advice on where to go next with this phono preamp. It still has no sound coming out, even though the test signal came out of my speakers from my cell phone. But they wanted to start from square one and perform these power measurements again. So today I'm going to go ahead and measure the voltage measurements with the meter negative connected to the ground lug. The ground lug where the RCA jacks are. Then I'm going to make the readings with the meter positive probe to the following points. And I got a list of points I have to go over. Nothing connected to the input or output connectors and no signal injected. So this is just raw power measurements. So on the power supply, I guess he wants me to measure the power supply again, which I've done a million times. And of course we know that that my black blue wires, that's rated at 200 volts. There we go. See if I can lift this up. These ones right here, this is rated, it says 200 volts on the board, and I measured 221.4 volts. And I'm sorry. Okay, and these, so the measurements I've performed, the measurements on the board say are written, and the blue wires is labeled 200 volts, and I measured 202 volts the first time, and the second time I did this I measured 203 volts. And then my yellow wires, which is labeled 6.3 volts on the board, the first time I measured was 6.86 volts, and then last time, in the last video I did, is 6.87 volts. And then the green wires, which is labeled 15 volts, the first time I did this was 16.93 volts, and last time was 16.94 volts. So the next thing he wants me to measure is the left channel, the three tubes, pins, and V1B measure pin 7, 8, and 6, and then tube V2A. The grid is pin 2, the cathode is pin 3, and the anode is pin 1. And then tube V3B, the grid is pin 7, the cathode is pin 8, and the anode is pin 6. So he wants those measurements. And then do the same thing for the right channel. So let's go ahead and not waste any more time and get that done. Alright, I'm going to record this to show you that what I'm doing, that I'm following instructions. So I'm going to give my board some power here. My tubes are solid in their sockets. Turn on the power. Turn on my multimeter to VAC, because the first thing I'm going to measure is my transformer. Let me zero it out. Okay. Here we go. Volts. VAC. So my red is 122 volts. I don't know if you can see that on camera. My blue 200 volt is 206 volts, and the other side is 206 volts. The yellow, which is 6.3 volt rail or wire, measures 6.4. Oh, that's lower than last time. And my green, which is labeled 15 volts, measures 10 volts. That's weird. I see the green wire is kind of, I guess it got yanked. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to see if I can't reconnect my green wire again. Unplug it. Get a screwdriver. A little tiny one. These are really small screws here. Loosen it up and put it back in again and tighten it back down again. Nice and tight. The other one seems to be in there pretty tight. Okay. And my red, yeah, my red seems to be good. I've checked these crimp connections before many times, and I always wonder if they slip. If they're in danger of having a bad connection. But all right, plug the AC back in, turn the power on. I'm going to zero out my multimeter again. All right, we're good. All right, so red is 121.9. Blue, the 200 volt measures 206. The other side of the 200 volt wire is 205.2. The yellow is 6.38. You know, I'm not touching the wires, I'm touching the screw that holds down the wires. So I'm sure it's not the most accurate reading. You know, the green, which is labeled 15.5, is still low. 9.95. The other side of green is 10 volts even. I'm going to test the green wire. So there's some green wire sticking out. Yeah, same thing. 9.94. For some reason, my green wire is supposed to be rated for 15 volt. Now it's dropped all the way down to 10 volts. And this is the first time that's ever happened. I have no idea why. So all my switches are set to where they should be. Low, high, 12AX7, 12AX7, 12AX7. Right, the next on the list, I wanted to measure capacitors C3, C4, C5, C6. I believe this is C1, that's C2, so that's C3. So let me get me a plastic pen so I can lift up my circuit board without getting electrocuted. And touch C3. There it is. I guess I'm going to touch the positive side of C3. So I'll do that first. If I can find it. It's over here. There it is. Oh, it's all over the place. I can't get a reading. It's all over the place. It's anywhere from 311 volts. Oh, I guess it would probably help if I turn it off and put it back on. VDC. Okay, so VDC measurement. C3, positive. Point. 0.1 volt, I guess. I'll try the negative. Nothing. No voltage at all. Okay, I'll try C4, positive. 0.003 volt, and then the negative, nothing. And C5, positive. 0.001, nothing. No voltage at all. Whew. Well, this is the first time I've ever seen these capacitors not measure anything, because I measured them before several times as requested, and I measured where'd they go? Oh, here they are. $232 volts at C3, 204 volts at C4, 123 volts at C5, and 123 volts at C6. But other times I didn't get any measurements either. Because I keep doing the same measurements over and over again. Because I'm not sure what's going on. So the only difference this time is I got my negative probe in the ground lug instead of clipped over here on the trace. Alright, let's measure again. I don't know. C2 positive, right there. 141 volts. C2 negative. Nothing, 0 volts. That's C3. So now C4, get lost. Yeah, let me write that down. 271 volts. Okay, C4, I'm gonna get electrocuted. C4 is 216 volts. I'm going to get these back on the standoffs. There we go. 200. 215.8. Okay, C5. It's this guy right here. Positive. 158 volts. I'm going to measure, okay, C6 is this last one over here by this high-low switch. Okay, positive. I can't see it. There it is. Okay, 157.9. 157.7. Yeah, I'm sorry about earlier. I must have not been touching the solder joint for those capacitors correctly. Okay, it's back in spot. Back in place. Yeah, you have to touch the solder joints correctly with the probes. You're not going to get an accurate reading. But if I go back to the green 15-volt wire, oh, that's AC. Sorry. VAC. Yeah, still 10 volt, 9.93. And the other side of the same thing. Both green wires going in is the same. Dang, I mean, I don't know if my transformer's dying. Quite possible. Alright, so the next on the list is left channel V1B. 2 V1B on my schematic is this one next to the RCA in jack. This is RCA in jack right here, and that would be the tube. So I want to measure pin 7, 6, 7, and 8. Left channel V1B, pin 6, 7, and 8. This is V1B right here next to the RCA jack inputs. So I'm going to lift up again carefully. And I need 6, 7, and 8. And it goes clockwise, so that's 1. So this one will be 9, 8, 7. Here, okay, here's 6. Negative 1383. .83, negative 13.83 VDC. Pin 7, 9, 8, 7. No volts at all. Try it again. I'm getting nothing. That's VDC is nothing. No volts, nothing. No matter how much I move my probe. So, pin 7 is 0. Pin 8 is the cathode. Nothing. No measurements at all. Actually, it's negative. It's climbing. 12, 13 volts, 13.5 volts. Well, actually, it's negative negative 13.7 at 8. So negative 8 started at negative 12 volt and climbed to negative 15 and up. I'm going to try pin 6 again. 9, 8, 7, 6. There we go, negative 13.87. That's the same thing I got last time. And pin 7, 9, 8, 7. Maybe it was the way I was touching it last time. Nothing, no matter what I do. Wait a minute. Negative 1.2. And it's dropping. Holy crap. That tube almost blew up. It glowed extremely bright. Then I pulled away, then these other tubes are glowing. Okay, it's back down to normal again. Wow, almost blew that up. Okay, so now, okay, so V2A, pin 1, 2, 3. So that's this middle one. So clockwise, 1. So this is 1. And that's negative 13.87. Negative 13.87. That's the anode. The cathode, I'm sorry, the grid is pin 2. Let's see. 1, 2. Nothing. And no matter what I do, nothing. There's nothing there. That's the grid. I got no voltage on the grid on this tube too. Okay, then anode, which is pin 1. I wonder if this is going to blow up. Negative 13.87. Oh, I already did that one, sorry. Pin 3, the cathode. Negative 0.44. Pin 3. Make sure I'm touching it right. Yeah, no matter what I do, it's negative 0.44. Negative 0.44. Okay, and to V3B, pin 6, 7, and 8. So first we're going to do pin 7, which is the grid. So that's 1, go clockwise. Okay, this is pin 7. I can touch it. 0.395 volts. And no matter how I move it. 0.395 volt. Cathode, pin 8. Let's see. Clockwise. So that'd be right here. Wait a minute. I wonder if I got the other tube wrong. Get turned around on this thing. 0.347. 0.352. 0.352 is pin 8. Clockwise, yeah. Clockwise. 0.358. What is that? Yeah, 358. Okay, pin 6, the anode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 215 volts. 215 volts. Pin 6. I wonder if one of my tubes died. Or a cap. Okay, right channel. Right channel to V1A. Pin 1, 2, 3. So pin 2 is the grid. Clockwise 1, 2. Nothing. No power at all. Pin 3 is the cathode. Wait a minute. You know, it's weird making these measurements upside down, clockwise. So that's 1. I just did pin 2. And pin 2 was nothing. And now I want pin 3, which is the cathode. Nothing. Nothing's there. So it's pin 3. And pin 1 is the anode. Clockwise 1. It's 5.3 volts. Okay. Tube 2. The pin 6, 7, and 8. Pin 7 is the grid. Negative 0.44. Oops, point. Pin 8 is the cathode. Nothing. Oh no, I just don't get it. Pin 6, the anode. $156 volts, 0.4. 156.4 volts. Okay, tube 3. Pin 2 is the grid. 1, 2. 0.395. Pin 3 is the cathode. 1, 2, 3. 0.341. 0.341 volt. And pin 1 is the anode. And that's 215.5 volts. I'm going to do V2 again on the left channel. Oh, maybe I got that backwards. That's kind of messed up. Wow, no. It's consistent with my other readings. That's so weird, the right channel, pin 2 and 3 have no readings. 1, 2. Yeah, nothing. And 3. Nothing. Wow. Okay, those are all the... Alright, those are all the measurements that I was asked to do. So I guess we'll go from here. Maybe I could, I don't know, rotate the tubes around and measure again. It's so weird how all the measurements are way different from a couple of days ago. Maybe when I did the audio injection test, I fried something. And I had the ground in the wrong place when I did it. It's quite possible. I read about that. Okay, well, hopefully somebody out there will see what I did wrong. And we'll continue again next time. Thank you for watching.